Hello and welcome again, dear students. I hope all of you must be well and doing your studies properly. I am Yojana Parak and today I will explain you the 10th chapter from Standard 6 English Grammar. Name of the chapter is Subject and Predicates. In this video, I will explain you the meaning of subject and predicate and how it is used in different type of sentences with examples so the concept can be more clear to you. Let us see what is subject and what is predicate. The subject is who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate is that part of the sentence which says something about the subject, which means the subject is the doer of the action and the predicate is which explain about the action of subject. Let us understand this by few examples. Beena drives her car skillfully. So who is driving Beena? So Beena is the subject and what Beena is doing? Drives her car skillfully. So that is predicate. Let us see another example. Nitesh and his friends take a walk in the park every evening. So who takes a walk? Nitesh and his friends. And what they are doing? Take a walk in the park every evening. So the answer of who is doing the action is known as subject, and the answer of what subject is doing is known as predicate. Remember, the subject can be more than one. Let us see few examples of it. This book is interesting to read. Here, what is interesting? The book. So this book is subject, and the describing sentence about the book, that is the subject. The describing sentence about the subject is the book is interesting to read. So interesting to read is predicate. The lilies look fresh and beautiful. So what look fresh and beautiful? The lilies. So the lilies are subject and rest of the sentence which describe about the lilies is predicate. Looks fresh and beautiful. The seagull was afraid to fly. Who was afraid? The seagull. So the seagull is subject and the description about seagull is was afraid to fly is predicate. The travelers were asked to keep off the slippery roads. Who were asked? The travelers. So the travelers are subject and the description about travelers that were asked to keep off the slippery roads is predicate. The visitors enjoyed their trip to the museum. Who enjoyed? The visitors. What they did? They enjoyed their trip to the museum, so it is predicate and the visitors are subject. Sonali won the championship trophy for swimming this year. Who won? Sonali. So Sonali is subject and what she did? She won the championship trophy for swimming this year. So this is predicate. The trees have shed all their leaves. Who have shed? Trees. So the trees are subject. What they have done? They have shed all their leaves. So that is predicate. That means who or what the sentence is about is known as subject, and the rest of the sentence which describe about the subject is known as predicate. That means after writing the subject, rest of the sentence will be written in predicate. Let us see the next example, the last example. Jan and her cousin decorated the Christmas tree beautifully. Who decorated? Jan and her cousins. So it is subject and the rest of the sentence, what they did? decorated the Christmas tree beautifully. So it is predicate. That you have to write in this box, in this column. Here the subjects are given and you have to write the predicate by your own. So here I have given some examples. Ritu and her friends, you can write, were playing in the garden. Next subject is the animals in the forest, you can write, are called wild animals. The manager of the bank, you can write, was handling the customers. So these are subjects and you can write the predicate suitable to the subject by your own. Let us see the question number C, in which predicates are given and you have to give suitable subject by your own. So let us understand this. Have been playing for more than 2 hours. Who were playing? The children. So the children becomes subject. Was feeding her chicks with great care. Who will feed her chicks? The hen. So the hen becomes subject. Were amazed to see the dolphin jumping in and out of water. Who will be amazed? The visitor of aquarium will be amazed. So the visitor become subject. Were busy laying the tables for the party. So who will lay the tables for party? Maybe waiters. So the waiters becomes subject. Streaked across the dark sky. What will streaked? Lightning. So lightning becomes subject. Grew impatient when the train did not arrive on time. So who can be impatient when the train did not arrive? Passengers. So the passenger can become the subject. Were appreciative for the treatment at the new hospital. So who will treat? Doctors. So doctor will become subject. Like watching thriller films. Here you can write any of the subject because anyone can like watching thriller films. So here I have written, we like watching thriller films. You can write as, I like watching thriller films, or you like watching thriller films, like that. So you have to write the suitable subject for this predicates. These were the example of declarative sentence. In declarative sentences, subjects and predicates are clearly mentioned. But what if the sentence is imperative? In the imperative sentences, subject is not given clearly. So how will you write the subject and predicate in imperative sentences? Let us understand. Actually, when in imperative sentence subject is not given, the subject can be the person or persons who are listening to the sentences. In imperative sentence, as the subject is not given, it is understandable that the person who is listening to the sentence becomes the subject. So that is why, as it is understandable, it is not mentioned in the imperative sentence that who is the subject. Let us see few example of it. Please switch off the light. Who will switch off the light? The listener. So that is why subject is not given, but what subject has to do? He has to switch off the light. So that becomes the predicate. So in this type of sentence, predicate is clearly understandable, but you have to understand the subject who is listening to the sentence. Let us see the next example. Do not walk on the wet floor. What the subject not have to do? Do not walk on the wet floor. So that is predicate. What can be the subject in this sentence? The listener who is listening to this sentence. So it can be for you that you do not walk on the wet floor. So you is not mentioned, it is understandable subject. And the predicate is what you do not have to do. You do not have to walk on the wet floor, so that is predicate. Study regularly to gain confidence. Who have to study? You. So it is understandable subject. And what you have to do? Study regularly to gain confidence. That is predicate. So now I guess it is clear to you what can be the subject and what can be the predicate in different type of sentences. Now in the question number D, you have to write 8 imperative sentences which associate with your school. That means you hear this kind of imperative sentences at school. Let us see one example of it. Be on time for the morning assembly. So this kind of imperative sentence you hear at school, and you have to write 7 more imperative sentences related with the school. Let us see the examples. Sit straight, stand straight in assembly, or complete your homework, go to your class, wear proper uniform regularly, don't make noise, keep quiet. So this kind of imperative sentences you hear at school, where the subject is not given but it is understandable that these sentences are spoken for you, so you become the subject, and the rest of the sentences predicate which are used in imperative sentences. So now I have explained you the concept of subject and predicate with examples and its different types of sentences. Now I hope that this concept is clear to you. Thank you.